Hello, hope I'm doing well. And here we are back in chapter 15. Now, I got Houston too, as you can see here. Bada bing, bada boom. There she is. And so she's hanging out in the dorm getting leveled up. Someone asked what team I use for, or what fleet I use for this. I already have a video on the one I use for 15.1, 15.2, and then 15.3, 15.4. But I changed things around a little bit for my clearing mode. I have it on threat level safe, so damage reduction, a little extra damage dealt. Now I did this in kind of two ways. Either I did it pretty much full auto, except for I had the boss fleet down here fight the very last boss. So sometimes if I was kind of working on something else, I would have the mob fleet auto and just kind of pay attention to what they're doing and see when they get to the final boss, and swap over to the boss fleet and have the boss fleet finish things off. Or if I had more time to be a bit more engaged, I would just manually have them move around, pick out the easier fights, that sort of thing. But here we are. Here's the fleets. Just a 1,000 foot view of them. The officers, I think I just have the ones that have flames aggression on them. Nothing too special. Briefly over here, we're going to do the support fleet because I can slide back and forth. So let's do Implacable. She's the best built one. So these planes from the Gear Lab, they're in the Iron Blood section. They're fighters. Really good AA. And they don't have bombs or anything, but they don't need bombs, which is fine. So they have really, really good AA output. I saw them right before this stage came out, actually, and I was like, huh, that's interesting that these purple planes have the best AA output. I thought it'd be the American planes. But what you want to do is have a bunch of carriers in your support fleet that can run double fighters, like Implacable, Centaur, Albion, Illustrious Muse. Formidable run double fighters? I don't remember. Even Indomitable can. Yorktown 2 can. So you get some options. I have them running two of these fighters, and preferably one of the British ones because they can also run the torpedo bomber. I don't know if Yorktown 2 or not can run torpedo bomber with this setup or not, but ideally you have the Wyvern. It has pretty decent AA that gives good aviation stat because with their support fleet, all you care about is the stats in the gear. The skills don't matter. So I'm not getting any synergy from using Royal Navy ships or anything like that. But what's extra nice with the Wyvern, and there's a little more of a budget option, but it's event limited, is the Wyvern can intercept, which gives it just a ton extra anti-air capabilities, which makes Wyvern quite good for this. So the Wyvern can intercept, and also the Burgo here can intercept. Very, very good. So yeah, we like that AA capabilities. As opposed to like rocket fighters that can't intercept, so they lose the AA capability. So that is the support fleet. Submarine fleet, they're just hanging out. It's just what I mainly use anyway. And I was leveling up Flasher, so nothing crazy there. But we move on to the mob fleet and the boss fleet and their gears. All right, here we are. We have Musashi in the flagship role, Unicorn Retrofit, and Aquila. We have Guam, Laffy 2, and San Diego. So a lot of rainbow here. Sandy, very good. Guam was exactly what I thought she'd be. She's very, very good for this stage. She's good for you have battleships on the top slot. So I think where Aquila is on this. No, where Unicorn is on this one. Right in that armor break. Yeah, she's exactly what I thought she'd be. Laffy's pretty solid too. Just start with our backline and move forward. I have this gun from the Gear Lab. Just pretty good, pretty solid. HE gun for her. You could also probably run not the Musashi gun, not the Yamato gun. It's so goddamn slow. But you could run the Zumo gun instead. That's another option. But I chose to run this one just because I didn't change it. And it seemed to work, so works for me. I have this on here mostly because I had it on for extreme challenge mode. The extra firepower, but it's quite good. AP can shoot through multiple enemies. And just, deal with those ramming ships and suicide boats quite nice. Go for Stag, here for the hit. And then black and white shells. and I used the first strike firepower instead of the other one, the bowgun. So I used the phosphor sword instead of the bowgun because I don't want to lose the extra damage on the light armor enemies because there's plenty of those. So just stay a bit mixed. Next up is Unicorn. She's got the flying flapjack, my favorite. Has very good AA, got good bombs, and yeah, kind of slow, but we have the homing beacon, so we can kind of alleviate a little bit of that. Wyvern on her again, for the same reasons as Implacable, except Wyvern's quite good. It has, I thought it had the special Wyvern torpedoes. Maybe not. I thought it said torpedo Wyvern, but I guess not. Huh. And again, I'm not quite sure why I have this one on her, but yeah, it is what it is. Makes it short range, so it is higher intensity for the Vanguard fleet. I'm not sure. Air superiority tactics, hunting bow. Just she's gonna be shooting around, shooting down a lot of planes. That's fine. Next up is Aquila. Now we have to go to her skills real quick. So, Rain of Starlight. If she has double fighters, this Aquila could actually work for the Port Fleet too. But she's better used here. She restores HP, which is double fighters. That's why she's running double fighters. Gives HP and a shield. Double fighters. Sea Hornet, just good damage, good AA, and this just to buff the A stat of the fleet. Are there better options? Probably, but it seemed to work. And Wyvern, same thing. Homing Beacon. The plane's faster. And Steam Catapult could be plus 13, but yeah. And Guam just has the Guam gun. Good enough. Hopefully you grabbed it while she was there. If not, you can grab, actually, it's from the Kronstadt event, isn't it? Yeah. Well, if you haven't gotten that, that'll be coming up soon as of release date video. Or the breast gun. Or the Aegir gun. You got options. Quite a few heavy cruisers or large cruisers now. And I have this just, I had it, like, oh, why not? Could probably just run the Win 127 instead. But it's very fast. There's a lot of shells out there. Gives good AA. Also have the Beaufort Stag on her for hit. I'm just a big fan of Beaufort Stag. Gives a lot of hit. Beer squad tag. Extra speed and survivability for Guam. Now the reason why I like this and the extra speed is Guam's kind of slow. So we do have Laffy too, who's fast, and San Diego, who's not fast, but she's not slow either. This buffs up the whole squad so they can move around a bit faster. And not just get dunked on by a swarm of bullets or whatever. Goldburn could probably just be a toolbox or washing machine, something else. But gives HP and gives extra reload. So she's firing faster. It was nice. That what I thought she'd be. Laffy too. She has the same gun for the same reasons, because I have it as Guam secondary. Now I have this torpedoes from the Gear Lab because they also can hit submarines. That's interesting. I ran the thing on auto mode, so I wasn't really paying attention, but I've seen some of them hit submarines. They do a little bit of damage. It's not my main source of anti-submarine, but it's an option. They're magnetic and they fire in a straight line. So yeah, decent enough. And I gave her this anti-air gun, the Gear Lab. It's the Iris one. Very, very strong. I noticed if I had a weaker one, I think, what did I have on her? I think I might have had like a Haze Mare or a Stag on her instead. And we seem to be having a lot more anti-air issues, so very fast anti-air gun. Very useful. Rare toolkit, just give her a little bit extra healing. She's getting a lot from Unicorn and Aquila, but this just a little extra on top. Very, very useful piece of gear. Hedgehog, ASW. You get it from clearing one of the weekly raids forgot which stage of the submarine one is, but after your first clear of it, you get this, which never scrap it. This is incredibly good, and you get only one, and this just destroys submarines. So it's very very good. And dual swords, I just like the slash attack because they're extra evade too. And San Diego, very very good ship here. So basically the same setup as Laffy, except she is a depth charge projector instead of the hedgehogs, and I have two of them. So there's more SW, same stuff, and she has the less Vanguard damage taken from aircraft. Yep, that is the mob fleet. Quite good, pretty solid. Don't have too many issues with them. Unless sometimes but the issue I've had with it was this fleet can full auto the entire map. But the problem is, it gets a B rank on the final boss because it takes so long and Laffy dies. Or maybe one of Laffy or Sandy dies, or someone of Vanguard dies, and we're sad about it, and we cry. But also, we get B rank. And now, B rank, you don't get as good drop rewards as S rank. And so I switched to using what I'm going to show you next, my boss fleet, just for the final boss, that's where it matters, and get an S rank. So here we are. Very Eagle Union centric, except for two soccer ships. New Jersey just hits like a truck. She's strong, she had good AA. Yeah, really, really good. Has a cross loop barrage. Have this DD gun on her. Well, I say DD gun. DDs cannot equip it. It's only a secondary for battleships and such. But it's very, very good. So I recommend getting those for your Union battleships because they can only equip DD guns or this gun. And Stag on her. Same reason as Musashi. White shell, crit damage, and arbitrary fire control table. Increase main gun spread, first volley sooner, extra firepower and hit, always nice. And then same augment gear as Musashi. For some reason, just to have not that reduction, because there's mixed fleets and mixed enemies. Pure Sarge, I do not think I had this exactly the gear. I think I might have had another Georgia gun on her. But this is a Georgia gun of this. I think either is fine. And a Eagle Union fighter that has bombs. I noticed she does a lot poorer when she uses the Hellcat with the rockets. So we have the Flapjack on her for the memes. Whoa, Flapjack upon thee. Good old IHOP Chan. She is. Otherwise, build like a battleship. Same layout otherwise as New Jersey, Musashi. And yeah, so she'll buff New Jersey and she'll buff the next carrier is Independence. Independence not even 125 yet, but she's very very good, very very strong. She gets MVP over New Jersey in this stage, which is very funny. She's a retrofit of a light carrier versus New Jersey, but very good. She's buffing Aquila and Unicorn in the other fleet with her sporting wings. I probably should have swapped someone else in this fleet out for. But when I get Montpellier, I'll probably swap Montpellier in for maybe Unzen. Unzen or Anchorage. No, I want to have Anchorage. She keeps the fleet alive. But Pirate Squad, Kara, extra AA strike. Very nice. And then my good old reliable, my go-to, my just basic Barracuda. Never lets me down. And I have quite a few of them. So yep, that and then Stag for the hit. I don't know how much it affects carriers and light carriers, but there we go. And then Hunting Bow, same reason as Unicorn and Aquila, just for the extra AA. Good old Anchorage. She has Torpedo Bulge. You can just take damage take torpedoes and stack. That's fine. Very, very good. There's a lot of torpedoes. The final boss has Lukaku spawns what's her name? I liked her story or history. Oh, she was in the Unzen event and won from the Musashi event. Those two destroyers, Watsutsuki and Hatsuki, those those two. But they fire a lot of torpedoes, so you don't want to get hit that badly. So this helps out a lot. And then extra evasion, extra AP, chance to evade, always nice. Overstag because I have an ungodly amount of these. As you can see, I have tons of haze mares. I have 7 plus 10 haze mares that are unequipped at the moment. Yeah, I have a problem with those. But the most important piece of gear you want to run on Anchorage is this torpedo. Now, Anchorage's torpedo stat, not the greatest. Well, we go over to Unzen, notice there's a bit of a discrepancy there. So, we're not going to worry about her torpedo damage. Instead, we're going to make the most of her smokescreen when she fires her torpedoes. And after Fate Sim 5, I believe she'll hit the barrier. So yeah, just making the most of that skill, which is really nice. And is this? Oh, this also goes off torpedoes. So yes, just making her skills go very, very fast. An AP gun. Doesn't matter if you use this one or not. You can run whatever one you want. You can run the Hindenburg gun. You can run the Drake gun. Run the Eagle Union, the Wichita, Baltimore gun. What do do? The Rune gun. Whatever you got. Just make sure it's AP. Shimakaze, just here to do fat damage. Make sure you have this DD gun on her. This AA gun, but it is the fastest DD gun in the game. So you want to run in this gun on Shimakaze, Ayanami, and Kazugumo. That way they just have their torpedoes as fast as possible. Because, oh, sorry. They have their all assault as fast and as much as possible, and their all assaults are very good. And I believe Ayanami has a skill where after X amount of shots, she buffs herself. And just strong torpedoes, extra hit, all that good stuff. And Fred, extra torpedo and hit, that's nice. Unzen, just here to do damage and help take down the boss faster. So could have better torpedoes on her, but yeah, that's good enough. Great gun, just for the mixed damage. Pretty balanced across the board. You don't fight I don't think we fight any heavy armor enemies in this boss stage, so 15-15, perfect for this. And then Torpedo Bulge, same as Anchorage, keep her alive. And Slash Attack, because I just like Slash Attacks. So that was the fleets. Hopefully you found it useful. If you're just maybe got down to safe mode, but you're having a little difficulty still, or you're looking for something a little more consistent, the mob fleet, like I said, can clear everything, but it does not get S rank or even A rank on the final boss, so just be aware of that. And yeah, just have fun. So yeah, someone requested this, so there you go. Hope you found it useful. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.